Hey bros, this is Jay-Kess here, and welcome to another episode of FAQ Friday. This is a video series where I read your questions and pick a few to feature in the next video. You can leave your questions in the comment section, or you can message me on Facebook and Twitter. I found a question on Reddit that I would like to talk about. It comes from the last one, and it says, time to say goodbye to the kill-death ratio? He thinks that people are judgmental, they look at the kill-death ratio, and then they judge you based off of it. And he argues that Rainbow Six is supposed to be a team-based shooter. And with that being said, if you're anchoring on a site, you're not going to get all the kills. And maybe if you are the guy going ho getting all the kills, then that creates this imbalance on the team. Because when people look at your stats, they're not looking at you as a team player, they're looking to you as an individual shooter. Now, he's not saying that some people don't care about the kill-death ratio, and that's fine. Maybe having your running stats somewhere on the main screen, integrate it with operator stats, and a little bit like it's supposed to be based around teamwork, and having the kill-death on its display puts emphasis on being a solo frag fest. Now, before I get into my opinion, there were a lot of comments ranging everywhere from trolling him to saying, well, we gotta have it, to the various responses. Now, I would agree with a lot of people who say you probably should have the kill-death ratio, and I'll get to that later. But let me highlight two responses. Necroflex says, you're not thinking outside of the box, and he's talking to the people who are responding. I have a terrible kill-death ratio of 0.8, mostly because I was dragged into rank early on, but still I have seen people check my stats when I kill them to then pretty much harass him and say how bad he was or how lucky he was. And he's even had teammates trash talk him for having a low kill-death ratio, and they don't even have faith at all. So if he's the last guy, maybe it's a 1v3, they're yelling in the comms what he should be doing, and he says, should it be visible at some points? Yes. But for someone to check mid-game and then decide how they're going to talk to you, no. And here's another response by insert your username here 32. I know exactly what you mean, and he's responding to Necroflex. The same thing happens to me, but worse. I currently have a 0.5 KD, even though I usually get a 1.0 on average in ranked. Sometimes more on a good day and rarely less. However, I can't change this because it's such a huge number that if I get a 1.1 ratio, the kill-death ratio still stays the same. My friends who convinced me to buy Siege only played ranked, and I stupidly joined them. It's completely embarrassing when I play casual, and at least it isn't shown in ranked. Now I'm going to respond with two things. First, here is my possible solution, and then I'm going to tell you my story. Here's my solution. A thing that could be done would be reset the KD every single season, just like your rank gets reset every season. That means after 10 matches, you get your new rank, you get your new kill-death ratio published alongside your rank. This would allow your stats to be updated every season to reflect your progress. And here's my reasoning to support this. I've been watching the Pro League, and they even made a point that at the beginning of each season, there's 4 in a year, that they're going to reset the stats. This includes the kill-death ratios. So the Pro League already does this, so why not incorporate this into the main game? Now here's my story. I followed Rainbow Six since it was announced in 2014, and I was super stoked for it. But I wanted to see how well it went because I was new to these first-person shooters, so I waited until the end of the Black Ice DLC when it was on sale to get it and get the season pass. And pretty much for the rest of 2015 and going into much of 2016, I played solo with Glaz for about 80 hours, and I was getting used to all the maps, take it really slow in Terrorist Hunt, and pretty much I was Splinter Cell. Then I finally began playing Terrorist Hunt with matchmaking, and I said, hey, it is important for me to get faster. There's no way I'm going to be good unless I can get much faster. So I'd pick 3-speed, 2-speed operators, use my assault rifles, get used to doing headshots. And now in 2017, I've finally gotten ranked, and I play casual pretty much every single week, very often. So that is my progression. I can understand with insert username here 32 where he says, man, I got dragged in really early with my friends, and then there's this insurmountable number that you can't overcome, right? So for me, my kill-death ratio is like a 0.4 and then a 0.5. It's not alright, but I'm going to continue progressing with it. So here are the 3 things that I look for when I'm actually playing ranked or casual with people. I look at their KD, I look at their level, and then I look at their rank. Now let me start off there with the level. That tells me right off the bat how long they've been playing. This may give me a hint of map knowledge, or if they just bought the game and maybe I need to give them some hints. I have some good friends that play Terrorist Hunt regularly, and that was me as well, where we're plus 100 level, but if we went into casual, we're going to get wrecked because we're not used to the meta of other players. So I look at level, then I look at the rank. Here we are in this new season. Most people have finished their 10 matches, they're ranked already. So I check their ranked charms in the video playback, because sometimes they won't have the rank yet. But if you look at those charms, you know, okay, that's where they were last year, silver or gold or such. And that'll tell me their rank is their team synergy. How well are they experienced with the maps? How well are they experienced with playing with other people who are running strats rather than running around and just shooting bots? And lastly, then I look at kill-death ratio. This tells me about their capability in firefights or how well they are in surviving rounds. Here is the thing that if I'm going to give you my advice, you want to squad up if you're going to get good. Some of the best, they have good teams that they level together, they rank together, but ultimately they communicate together. And if you have a team where you're able to start communicating, getting used to your roles, you're going to, as a team, win the ranked matches. And the ranked matches give you higher ranked, and because you're winning more often, you're probably going to have a higher KD. But even if you look at the Pro League, go look at some of their stats. You're going to notice some guys are the entry-level fraggers, you're getting the high KD, and then you get the guys who are more support and they get a lower KD. But at the end of the day, when asked about what they look for in a new player, those teams, they're not saying they're looking for people who have a high rank or a high kill death. They're saying, how well do you communicate? How well are you going to synergize with us, especially with what role or operator you're going to play? So yes, I can understand why the kill-death ratio could give a stigma, especially if you're getting harassed in the middle of the game, but maybe this simple solution could help it. Just have the kill-death ratio reset every single season alongside your rank. Team sports do this every single year in the league, where they reset the stats for every year. The Pro League is currently doing it, and I think, why not for us normal player as well? And that's it for today's FAQ Friday. Let me know what you think about what we discussed in today's video. Should the KD be displayed on your profile to the viewing of other people? Should it be refreshed every single season like I'm suggesting? Or should there be another way to kind of get around it to avoid the cyberbullying that might be associated with it? And as always, if you would like to submit your own question for an upcoming episode, you can leave a comment or message me on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, fam, peace.